It can kind of be interpreted as a kind of like female body inspector shirt, like Girl Scout when it's not a man. Hey, what's up you guys? This is Emma and Victor from Girl Scout, and we're doing an interview for DIFFUS magazine.
How did you get together as a band?
We studied together at the Royal College of Music in Stockholm. I studied guitar and Emma studied vocals, and then we started a duo and we started playing standards, jazz standards. And then we slowly kind of started to realize that we liked the same music. So then we started to write songs together. And at first it was like a folk, indie folk kind of vibe, I guess. Like acoustic.
Like an acoustic thing, yeah.
Yeah. And then we went electric and we needed bass and drums.
And then lockdown happened and we didn't really have anything else to do. And then Pat and Evelyn joined and Pat had a rehearsal space with everything in it. We just started playing together and it was really fun. We didn't have anywhere to play, so we just ended up writing a bunch of songs and just doing like a bunch of demos. We did it very much like for ourselves.
We love making demos.
It was really fun. It was just like a project. Yeah,
to do.
It kind of just snowballed into something. Kind of out of like, with no intention really to begin with.
In which ways did COVID affect your beginnings?
COVID kind of turned into a blessing. Like,
it did.
Insensitively enough.
Yeah,
for us it kind of was a good...
I think we needed to write a lot of songs.
We got to kind of figure out who we wanted to be and who we kind of were as a band before we started playing shows, which I think like just having that extra amount of time and not like playing a gig with 3 songs and kind of not knowing how it's going to be was, I think that was really beneficial.
Yeah.
Why did you choose the name Girl Scout?
I think I suggested it.
You did.
And everyone was like, yeah, maybe, we'll see what happens. And I was like, let's just like call us that for now. And then I don't think we've given it much thought
we
since.
We were discussing, I remember Fred's friend.
I'm really glad we didn't go with that.
If somebody wants to take that, you go for it.
Yeah.
Probably no one will.
It's funny though, because our merch, we have like merch with Girl Scout on it. And I've had a couple friends, some male friends who've been like wearing it to work and stuff. It can kind of be interpreted as a kind of like female body inspector shirt, like Girl Scout when it's not a man.
Right.
But like you've mentioned that you've been like, you sometimes feel awkward when you say that you play in a band.
I do.
Girl Scout, and you feel like you need to say that there's like, there's women in the band.
What's the name of the band? I'm like, Girl Scout, what's up? The older I get, you know, it's going to be weirder and weirder from
like
old man to being in a band called Girl Scout.
I'm in Girl Scout.
But it is the life I have been given,
Sorry,
so
man.
I accept it.
Do you have a specific sound?
I think maybe we all had ideas and maybe we still do, but I think it's when we like experiment and blend our different skills together that it becomes something even better than what you imagine. I
do think that we like definitely bonded creatively over like, we're all huge Beatles fans. Like the 60s songwriting kind of
for sure.
era, I think is very highly regarded amongst us. And also like the sound of a lot of 90s bands that were influential to us from an early age. But we're not at all restricted to kind of, I think we've been very adamant about not restricting us into like trying to have like a pigeonhole. I am a firm believer of just going wherever the song goes.
Exactly.
And that's the song.
Exactly.
What's your songwriting process like?
I don't mind writing bad music. It doesn't really matter.
You have to go through the shitty stuff.
You don't need to release everything either.
Yeah,
it's like just write anything and then whatever sticks, that'll stick. But like you have bad days too, like in every other aspect. Of course you're gonna have days when you write really boring, shitty songs, but like you kind of need to get everything out and then some of them will hopefully be really good. And just like the practice of just writing a lot is like everything else. You need to like repetition is key and improving and like finish every song because I think you'll be surprised how many things feel like a bad idea but then put into context it becomes a completely different thing.
How do you currently feel about the music industry?
Just with like social media and TikTok and all of that, there's so many more spotlights today. Because you can create your own space online and you need to capture people's attention very, very quickly, which is, I don't think all good music, I don't think has that. You know, when you listen to an album and like the 3 singles are the ones that you first hear and you're like, yeah, this is good. But then like as time goes by, you listen to the album more and more. It's usually like the ones that kind of didn't stick out that become like your longtime favorites, the kind of slow burner songs. And I feel like that needs to exist still. But it's hard to kind of have that opportunity when everything is so driven and like capture someone's attention in the first 2 seconds.
Yeah, I completely agree. I guess it's like hoping for the long-term gains in terms of like doing whatever you want to do and then just knowing that, okay, this might not blow up, but when I and other people look back in 30 years, we're going to be proud of this.
Why is your EP called Granny Music?
First of all, there's a theme in the EP, I think, that has to do in some way with elderly people. There are a few songs that kind of work with that theme. For example, Bruce's is talking about how like different generations can have a hard time talking to each other and understanding each other, for example. And then we've got your on Millionaire.
Yeah, my grandma's on one of the songs. In the end of a song, she like tells a story about her childhood, and we put it in just like at the very, very end. And then it's kind of a Beatles reference too, because exactly. I think there's like a story of like John referring to Paul's music as granny music. Yeah. And we found that really funny. It's like the worst way to sell your music, which makes it funny. Like I would listen to that. Yeah. Because it's like, what is that? Yeah.
What's next for you?
I would love to do a debut album. I have like a mind map of my phone on like potential songs and like visuals and concepts and everything. So I'm dying to do that. But I mean, like, I wouldn't hate doing another EP as well. So it kind of depends for us, I guess, what we get. What kind of opportunity we get. Yeah. Right now we're in the middle of just doing a lot of shows and just traveling and playing everywhere and having fun. So we're gonna do that for a while, and then hopefully new music will come out
very soon.
2024.